स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम बैक टू फिजिक्स क्लासेस बाय मनोज श्रीवास्तव। आज हम करंट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी लेक्चर नंबर 5 में डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं मेन कंटेंट्स कंडक्टिविटी विच इज डिनोटेड बाय सिग्मा, प्रूफ ऑफ वेक्टर j इक्वल टू सिग्मा इनटू वेक्टर e, दिस इज आल्सो नोन एज वेक्टर फॉर्म ऑफ ओम्स लॉ एंड लिमिटेशंस ऑफ ओम्स लॉ। लेकिन ये टॉपिक्स आपको पढ़ने के पहले हमें इनसे रिलेटेड कुछ टर्म्स को याद रखना होगा, जैसे रेजिस्टिविटी, रिलेशन बिटवीन ड्रिफ्ट वेलोसिटी एंड करंट एंड एक्सप्रेशन फॉर ड्रिफ्ट वेलोसिटी। अगर आप में से किसी को कुछ प्रॉब्लम है इन टॉपिक्स में, देन यू कैन गो टू द आई बटन एंड complete the topic and then you can understand easily. Okay, so today I am going to discuss your first topic. This is conductivity. Now I am going to discuss here conductivity. Conductivity, basically it is defined as the reciprocal of resistivity of material of conductor. Understand, it is same as the conductance. Clear? So you note down definition: the reciprocal of resistivity of material of conductor is called conductivity and it is denoted by sigma. Clear? So according to definition we know that conductivity is equal to 1 upon resistivity. Clear? Conductivity here it is represented by sigma and sigma is equal to 1 upon rho. So this is formula for conductivity, and it is clear that if resistivity of material is high, then conductivity is less and vice versa. Understand? SI unit of conductivity, you can see here sigma is equal to 1 by rho. As we know that the unit of rho means specific resistance or resistivity is ohm into meter. Clear? So the unit of conductivity will be ohm inverse into meter inverse. The SI unit of conductivity will be ohm inverse or meter inverse. Clear? And the dimensional formula also you can write by using the dimensional formula of resistivity. It is the reciprocal of conductivity. So here you note the dimensional formula of conductivity is here sigma is equal to m raised to the power minus 1, l raised to the power minus 3, t raised to the power 3, a square. This is the dimensional formula of conductivity. You note down. And it is important, the conductivity and resistivity both are depends on, you can note sigma and rho, both are depends on nature of material and temperature. Nature of material and temperature and does not depend and does not depend on dimensions like length and area cross section A. So understand, this term is known as conductivity. Now I am going to discuss the relationship between vector J, sigma and vector E, where vector J is current density, sigma conductivity and vector E is electric field intensity. So to derive this relation, consider AB conductor of length capital L, length capital L, area cross section capital A, and electron density N. N is number of electrons per unit volume. Clear? So when potential difference is applied across the end of this conductor, then an electric field is developed from higher potential end towards lower potential end. As a result, electrons start drifting opposite to the direction of this electric field. And suppose the drift velocity of electron is Vd. Drift velocity of electron is Vd. Therefore, current I start flowing through this conductor from higher potential end towards lower potential end. So, start here relation between current and drift velocity. Current I is equal to NEA Vd. As we know that N electron density or number of electron per unit volume, A area cross section, Vd is drift velocity. Since drift velocity Vd is also equal to E tau upon m into electric field E, and as we know that electric field E is equal to V upon L, so put here the value of E, then we have E tau upon m into V by L. This value of Vd put in first equation. So we have current I is equal to NEA, and instead of Vd you can put here E into tau upon m into V by L. Now simplify it. So we have NE square tau upon m into A upon L into V. Clear? Now we know that here V upon I, here you change the value of V or transpose B. So V upon I is equal to m upon NE square tau and this L upon A. Up to this it is clear. Now again here you can write V upon L, and this is equal to m upon NE square tau and into I upon A This is suppose third equation. Please note it. And as we know that here V upon L E is equal to V upon L. So instead of V upon L you put here in third equation, it is E, and I upon A, it is J, current density, and this term here known as resistivity of the material of conductor. So in third equation you put the value E is equal to, this is equal to rho, E is equal to rho into J. Clear? So J is equal to E upon rho, and as we know that here 1 by rho is equal to sigma conductivity, so we have J is equal to E sigma into E. Clear? Now in vector form, vector J, vector E. So this is expression or the vector form of Ohm's law. I hope you understand. So note down please. Now before going to discuss limitations of Ohm's law, first I am going to discuss here ohmic material and non-ohmic material. You know, the ohmic material, the material which obeys Ohm's law, basically known as ohmic material, and non-ohmic basically which do not obey Ohm's law, that is called non-ohmic material. Clear? For example, ohmic material like a metal which is behaves like ohmic conductor or ohmic material at low current and low voltage. Clear? And the IV curve or VI graph for ohmic conductor or ohmic material is straight line. Clear? While in case of non-ohmic material, sometimes conductors or metal shows non-ohmic behavior when current or voltage high is applied across the end of conductor, or when high current or high voltage is applied across the end of conductor. So non-ohmic material means metal also behaves like a non-ohmic conductor or non-ohmic material at high voltage and high current. Clear? And conductor and semiconductor. Semiconductor device like diode, it is also comes in the category of non-ohmic material. Clear? So first here you note the definition of ohmic material. The material which obeys Ohm's law. The material which obeys Ohm's law, generally known as ohmic material. Clear? Example, you can see metals or metallic conductor shows the ohmic graph and IB graph for ohmic conductor is a straight line. Clear? When you take current on y-axis and voltage on x-axis, current here on y-axis and voltage on x-axis, then when voltage is increased, then current also increase proportional to each other. That is, V is proportional to I. This is in case of ohmic material or ohmic conductor. Clear है? Now in case of non-ohmic material, same way here you can note down the definition. The material which do not obeys Ohm's law, here known as non-ohmic material. Example: conductor at high voltage or current itself behave like a non-ohmic material. Another example: semiconductor diode, then thermistor, etc. Understand? In this type of material, the IV graph is not linear. For example, at high voltage and high current, or at high current, the VI graph here change its behavior from straight line. So this is like non-ohmic conductor. Clear है? So ohmic and this is non-ohmic material. Please note down. Now I am going to discuss the limitations of Ohm's law, in which first limitation: when conductor used at high voltage or when high current is passed through the conductor, so they behave like a non-ohmic material or non-ohmic conductor, because when graph is drawn between current and voltage, you can take current I on y-axis and voltage V on x-axis. Then initially when voltage increase, current also increase, but when voltage suddenly increase large, या obtained large value, then it is observed that the nature of IV graph change and becomes curve at high current and high voltage. So here I is not proportional to V. This behavior of conductor here known as the non-ohmic behavior, or in this case the conductor shows non-ohmic behavior. Clear? So here you can see, when current or voltage is very high, the conductor shows non-ohmic behavior or shows limit of Ohm's law. Means after that particular voltage, conductor does not obey Ohm's law. This is because at high temperature or at high current, at high current, the temperature of conductor increase. When temperature of conductor increase, therefore resistance of conductor also increases. And according to Ohm's law, R is equal to V upon I. For the same voltage, the resistance R increase, therefore current I decrease, and as a result graph shows the curve instead of straight line. This is first limitation of Ohm's law. Please note down. Now I am going to discuss here second limitation of Ohm's law. Here in second limitation, it is stated that the relation between voltage and current I depends on the sign of voltage V. It is basically observed in semiconductor diodes. In case of semiconductor diode, when forward biasing is applied, so it is observed that when forward biasing voltage is applied, then current in this case suddenly not increase up to the maximum or with voltage B because of this barrier potential. So when graph is drawn between current and voltage in forward biasing, it is observed that due to this forward biasing voltage, initially when voltage is applied across the semiconductor, the voltage increase but current not increase. But after definite voltage, when applied voltage becomes more than barrier potential, then it will increase. And in same way, in the reverse biasing of PN junction diode, when reverse biasing voltage is applied, then initially the barrier potential is less. And with increase the negative voltage, here barrier potential increase after passing the time. So initially in this case, when reverse voltage is applied, then initial current increase, and after definite time it become constant, because here the barrier potential increase with increase in voltage or reverse biasing voltage. So this is second limitation. Clear? Please note down. Here in this case, in forward biasing, initially the graph shows non-ohmic behavior, and after some time it becomes ohmic. Here it shows ohmic behavior, and whereas in reverse biasing, initially it shows ohmic behavior and after that it shows non-ohmic nature. Clear? So please note down. And last limitation here, Ohm's law. The relation between V and I is not unique. Understand? That means there is more than one value of V corresponding to the same current. It is basically observed in transistors, thermistors, and like gallium arsenide. When IV graph is drawn for such a material, in this case the graph nearly obtained like this, with increase in voltage initially, current increase, and after particular voltage again it become decrease, and this is the peak current here. In this case here, in first it obeys nearly Ohm's law, but here it shows non-ohmic or non-linear curve. Non-linear curve, and in this case here, this region shows the region of negative resistance. Clear? So please draw it. If you all understand all the topic of this video, so please like and subscribe our channel. Okay, thank you for watching.